Thank you. For those of you who were with me this morning, you realize I'm going to make you work. For the rest of you, sorry, I didn't warn you. Hopefully you have handouts enough at your table, because we will be doing some exercises as we go along. A lot of what I do with this particular presentation, we're going to discuss personality types and what that means in terms of communications, particularly stressful communications. Because as I mentioned this morning, your profession just happened to be lucky enough to be number one. You were the first group that they discovered burnout with, as caregivers. So I think today that you take away 3 rules this afternoon that are very useful. I know I'm a perpetual student. Learning this material that you're looking at this afternoon is probably one of the best things I ever learned in my life. For starters, I made peace with my daughter, which is always a good thing. We have a bossy daughter. But overall, if you look at all the causes of burnout, everything from work overload, lack of control, anything that's associated with burnout tends to be based on communication. So this afternoon we're going to look at what different personality styles mean in terms of communication and how we deal with that. And sometimes I get the comment at this stage, well, you're talking about manipulating somebody with communication. Confession, yes. However, what you're doing here is manipulating it so that they get what they want in a manner that really helps them. Dale Carnegie said at one point that 85% of your success came from soft skills, communication. Your technical skills made up the other 15. As this slide reflects, and I see a lot of light on it, so you may not actually see it, but all my stress comes from other people not playing the game of life by my rules. We'll see this afternoon there's actually 2 situations in communications that create 80% of the conflict. We think, well, we've got conflict like this, conflict like that. Now, it usually boils down to 2 things that create all that conflict. Sometimes you're communicating something you don't want to. That actually stayed up for half a day before Turkish Airlines discovered it was viral and not communicating the message that they wanted. But somewhere along the line, the worker had it going in the wrong direction. I know you believe that you understand what you think I said, but I'm not sure you realize that what you heard is not what I meant. Would you believe that came from a top-level White House spokesman during the Vietnam War, explaining to the press why they just didn't get it? I think you could have benefited from this afternoon's session. I have created a problem for the sound man here, I think. Can I get sound now, or am I too late?
No, you can. No, you can.
Okay. Sorry about this, folks, but this is said better than I can, and I know this gentleman is fast and efficient, so I'm prepared to take the time for that.
Operate in the first few seconds of learning. One of these factors involves something termed schema, and whether or not the new learning bumps into one. Let me show you an example of a schema by having Dr. Whitehead and myself read a paragraph to you, one actually taken from a famous research paper. Your job is to remember as many facts about the paragraph as you can. Let me tell you in advance that you are going to fail miserably at this task unless I do something first. I can instantly improve your memory score from between 50 to 100% simply by adding 7 little words before you hear Dr. Whitehead and myself. But I'm not going to do that. You will hear the paragraph first, then I will read you the words.
The procedure is actually quite simple. First, you arrange things in a different groups. Of course, one pile may be sufficient depending on how much there is to do.
If you have to go somewhere else due to lack of facilities, that is the next step. Otherwise, you are pretty well set.